Welcome into SportBet Extra. I'm your host, Paul Rami, here every Monday through Thursday, 6 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Central. A little bit of a delay today, still trying to get everything going on X there, still kind of having trouble with getting those live videos on. However, we are on YouTube there, Paul Rami. You can still find me on X at Paul Rami there, but we should be good to go now. Looks like we're back up and running. And yeah, man, we're just excited and ready to go. Welcome in again. We got a great slate today. We're going to make it a quick show today. Got a lot of action here starting pretty soon. NBA will cover, college basketball will cover. We did miss the show the last 2 days, had a lot of stuff going on here, just, work-wise and everything that we've got to do. No plays yesterday, but the day before we did have a nice little 2-in-1 day. So, sometimes it's nice to take a little break. Right? We don't need to play every single day. We can go a couple, a month, maybe go 3 days, 4 days out of the month, just taking a break and, just soaking in those wins a little bit. So that's what we did yesterday. No plays. We're going to get back to it today with some plays. So let's just get right into the show. So same way we start every single show, posting up that overall record. Here we go, plus 39.8 units there since October 21st. Currently NBA 38 and 39, plus money there. We are up in the NBA. College basketball, we are definitely up there, 162 and 120, up about a little over 3,700 in just college basketball alone. MLB 3-0. Again, don't worry about the rest. NFL 17-16. Those are all stats from these seasons that just ended. MLB is coming up, so we'll reset that once MLB does start. 3-0 will be just, again, those are the plays that we had in the World Series to end the season whenever we started back up. We will have everything posted on sportbetextra.com. So all records, all time will always be up there. Season records, all that good stuff is going to be there. So you can just click back and see how we did. Yesterday, again, like I said, no plays there. So far in February, we are up 17.29 units. That's a solid bounce back from January. January, we were down about 7 units. So far, 2026, we're up about 10 units. Look, profit is profit. I'll take positive any single day. And go over to sportbetextra.com, get you a free trial, get you a 7-day, get you a 1 month, get you a 3 month, whatever it is. And, just enjoy there and just win with me. So we've always got that going on. Let's just get right into it. No reason to keep this up. No reason to keep talking. Let's just get right into the plays for today. Even the NBA's got some exciting stuff going on day. Rather than that OKC Thunder Detroit Pistons game, yeah, I don't think so. We'll just be off of that. No SGA. Chet Holmgren, I need to verify whether or not he's out. It looks like he's doubtful. So, really not much on that Detroit game there with both of those guys missing. Warriors, Grizzlies. Warriors laying the 3.5 there. No Steph Curry. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to lay a 3.5 number with Warriors there. I'd probably be more willing to take Memphis there at home on that small number. Spurs at Raptors. Spurs laying that 6.5. Look, man, I know the Spurs are good. They just came off that nice win against the Pistons. Could this be a spot, a just kind of letdown spot against the Raptors? The Raptors, they're no joke. Yeah, they struggled against the Thunder. They struggled a little bit against the Pistons, beating the Bulls, beating the Bucks. They're a solid team. They can definitely put it together. Like I've talked about with the Raptors, as long as RJ Barrett is in, I have no problem, kind of betting on them there to cover. That 6.5 number, I would lean Toronto on that one. Also, tomorrow we do have an NBA betting strategy play, so tune in for tomorrow's. Actually, I don't know if we're going to have a show tomorrow. Just Timmy will be traveling tomorrow, so we may not have a show. Might just have to get the plays out, and everyone gets notified there from sportbetextra.com. You'll get it in your email. If you sign up with your phone, you'll get the text, all that good stuff. So may not have a show tomorrow. This might be the only show that we've got time for this week, but plays will still be posted for tomorrow. NBA betting strategy will be one of the free plays for tomorrow. Cavs at Bucks tonight. Cavs, they're rolling, right? This is a solid team. Even with Harden on there now during that trade, he's kind of fitting in that role pretty nicely. He's not wanting to be that guy. He's just kind of like, look, man, Donovan Mitchell, this is your team, man. I'm here to support you. So I'm liking that. I'm liking this Cavs team. Against the Thunder, of course, they struggled there, but nice win against the Knicks. Now they're going on the road against the Bucks. Could be a letdown against the Pistons. Well, that's why it's only a small number, that 3.5 there. Especially with no Giannis, it should be a little bit more than that 3.5. I'd be careful with Cleveland because they are rolling, but also wouldn't hate it. I would be on neither side on this one. I could see it going either way. Kings, Rockets laying the 13.5 there. I feel like these teams play every time we're here talking. It almost feels like every single time we're talking about the Kings and the Rockets. But here we are. They're laying that 13.5 number there. Don't think we're going to have anything on this one here. No Zach LaVine, no Sabonis. Just a lot of guys out. No Amen Thompson for the Rockets. Probably just going to lay off this. There's too many good games in college basketball where we don't really need to get too involved with the NBA, especially right now. At Celtics at Nuggets, same thing. I don't know if I'd be on either of those. Probably Celtics with that 3.5 number. They're just, they seem to be playing pretty well. They're rolling. They've won, 4 straight games that they've won. Suns, Lakers there, Warriors beating them, Bulls as well. And then before that, when they lost to the Knicks, they right before All-Star break, beating up on the Heat, beating up on the Rockets. So the Celtics are rolling. I'd probably take them. If I were to take that game at all, it'd be Celtics money line. Just keep the points, Denver. I'd go Celtics money line. But let's get into what the meat and potatoes is of this show, and that's college basketball. 6 o'clock tip off here in the next 45 minutes, somewhere around there. We've got a few games. Georgia at Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt now ranked 25. They're laying the 7.5 there against Georgia. I would not be on that one at all. I will be completely off. I would lean Georgia, but not comfortably. Just Georgia, again, is such a Jekyll and Hyde type of team. You just don't know what you're going to get with them. They show up against Texas, against Kentucky. They get blown out by Oklahoma, blown out by Florida. This team is capable of blowouts. So they're either going to win straight up here against Vanderbilt, or they're going to lose by double digits. There's no in between. So I'm just completely off that game there. No, do not want to touch that one at all. Florida, ranked number 7 there on the road against Texas, laying a 7.5 for Florida. Texas, man, they're that weird team. Win some good games, lose some bad ones. Before that loss to Georgia, they had won 6 straight. or 5 straight, I believe it was, but against nobody's really. And yeah, Missouri was a nice win. Oklahoma, not really, but it was on the road, so I get it. Yeah, I don't know if I would be on Texas here. Florida, though, coming off that big win on the road at Ole Miss. Now you're back on the road in Austin against Texas, but you come back Saturday with a big game there against Arkansas. Could be a letdown. Could be a letdown there for sure. I would lean Texas for that one. Not happy about it though. There's so many other games. Like I said, these mid-major games are really the way to go if you're trying to bet and get some action. Just bet on those. Watch the big SEC conference games, right? Watch the Big 10, the Big 12. Watch all these games, but bet on the mid-majors. That's where you find your money. That's where you find the spots. Looking at a few of those, I'm diving into this 6 o'clock slate, seeing if there's any that we can find. Some interesting ones. Lipscomb there now against West Georgia. Probably going to lay off that one. I don't see anything there from the past that shows any sort of trends that we would like to hop on. Omaha and South Dakota. So Omaha lost against South Dakota by 2 back in January, 68. I'm sorry, by 5-4 there, 68-64. This would be a spot where they bounce back. 3 straight wins, beat St. Thomas, you beat Denver, beat Oral Roberts. Sure, you're on the road, but it would be a spot for Omaha. Land that small number, that 1.5. That's the way I would go for this game. Omaha minus the 1.5. That would be one of the plays I would lock in. St. John's and UConn. That's going to be a fun one. Definitely going to be watching that one here when it tips off shortly. Number 15, St. John's. Number 6, UConn there. I mean, both potential teams there. Elite 8. I don't know about championship teams. UConn's got some issues. That loss against Creighton, they've got some things they need to work on defensively. So UConn does have some issues, but St. John's, they're a solid team. UConn already beat St. John's. I'm sorry, UConn lost to St. John's, not beat them. They already lost to St. John's. So you would expect UConn to win here, but do we want to lay that 5.5 number? Not too sure I'd be too happy about laying that number. So I'd probably be off that game. Definitely going to be a fun one to watch. Maybe an under with this one. Could be an off shooting night. That 145.5 seems like a low total, especially for UConn. But this does feel like it's going to be a game where it's going to be defense first. So I would lean the under 145.5 there for St. John's, UConn. Looking at some others, one that probably is going to be another one that we like to look at that's in the mid-major is going to be North Texas against Charlotte here. Trying to verify if and when they played. I don't see it, so we will pass on that one. Like I said, there's plenty more games. Davidson, Duquesne, we can look at that. Both 16 and 11 teams there. Duquesne played Davidson back in December. They won 89-83, 6-point win there. Since then, they had, just the last in February, they had won 5 straight, and then that loss to Dayton. We were actually on that one where they lost to Dayton. We were there hoping they would cover that 7.5 number. Didn't do it. This one might be a spot for Davidson. Again, since they did already lose to Duquesne, maybe this is a spot here where they win, but I just don't trust this Davidson team. They run such a slow pace. Free throw percentage, that's such an issue there. 66% free throw shooting. I just wouldn't be comfortable with this team here laying that or trying to cover that 3.5 number. That would be one we just stay off. George Mason, St. Joe's. George Mason just beat St. Joe's 60-52 early February. So now here you would expect St. Joe's to maybe get some revenge back. St. Joe's, that small plus 1.5 underdog there. Look, George Mason, they've been struggling since that win. They've lost to Richmond, lost to George Washington, lost to Dayton. They've been playing some solid defenses. St. Joe's is another solid defense. I would probably lean St. Joe's here, this one, plus 1.5, maybe even money line if you're, feeling a little bit ambitious there. those are the 6 o'clock. There's, like I said, plenty more. If you go to sportbetextra.com, I will have them posted here shortly after the show. Looking into a few others, A&M at Arkansas. Arkansas, nice win there against Missouri, coming off that big performance against Alabama, 117-115, huge offensive showing there, and then go and beat Missouri afterwards, 94-86. I don't know, though, with Arkansas. There's some questions with this team, as far as like defensively, but when you've got a player like Darius Acuff, you just know you've got someone on the team who can just take the ball, score when needed. So I would lean Arkansas, but that's a big number. You're almost asking for a double-digit win here. Texas A&M, again, last couple of games, they looked better, but the games before that, of course, tough little schedule, playing against Florida, playing against Vanderbilt, Missouri, not the easiest of schedules. I would lean Arkansas, but not confidently here. Getting into the later games, SMU, California, that's going to be a fun one. 2 19-8 teams. This one is going to be a back and forth type of game. That's what I'm excited to see. That 163.5. I love that number. I would take the over on that. SMU is just going to want to run, and Cal is going to want to keep up with them. Free throw percentage wise, both teams can shoot the free throw, both rebound. They move the ball really well. Assist wise, I would just lean an over on that one. That is a high number, that 163.5, but I don't see why not. Late game, Santa Clara, St. Mary's. That's a fun one. I've got love for the Santa Clara team. I just really like what they do. They move the ball really well. One of the best assisting teams in the nation. And they force turnovers with their steals. 9.4 steals per game. That's almost near the top 10 in the nation. They're just a very solid team defensively. They hit free throws. They can rebound, and they shoot very well at 47% from the field. Look, I would lean Santa Clara here against St. Mary's to cover that number. They did beat St. Mary's earlier this year, 62-54. But that's a big number, that 5.5. Like I talked about, if we were to take St. Mary's, the most we would want is like a -3, -3.5 number. That's the most we're going to push it. That 5.5 is a little too much. Probably going to be a game I just stay off of. Late night, going to watch, have some fun with that Santa Clara, St. Mary's. Maybe some live action. Maybe if Santa Clara goes up early, take St. Mary's money line live. Maybe something like that would be a way to look at that game. But that would be a fun one. So with all those out of the way, let's just get right to the free play for tonight. And we're going to go back into the mid-majors. And we're going Omaha here against South Dakota. Again, I talked about Omaha lost to South Dakota earlier, playing a little bit better now. So Omaha is going to be the free play here. Shout out Peyton Manning at -1.5. So let's head over to ProfitX, see what type of odds we're getting here with Omaha. Again, if we can get a -1 or 1.5 at a great number, that would be ideal. So let's search it, look it up. Omaha now are +1.5, not leaning that way. -1 is -111. Money line is -118. So we'll go Omaha -1. And take the -111. So a little bit of juice there with the -111, but that's fine. Omaha -1, -111. That's a free play for today. Go over to sportbetextra.com. Lock it in with me. Go join. Again, free trial, then get you a 1 week, 1 month, 3 months after that. Let's win together. Good luck tonight. Omaha -1. I will see you guys when I see you. No show tomorrow, but plays will be posted. Check it out. SportBetExtra.com. Use code Paul Rami on ProfitX.